Good evening. My name is Ava. Barry Lynch is my granddad, and he has asked me to read this introduction for him, as he is very short of breath these days. Gramps has lungs that no longer work too well, but he really wanted this latest effort of his to go online. He asked me to thank you for following his works on cryptic crosswords, the Rubik's Cube, and he now presents his latest work on our English language in Decay. On behalf of my Gramps, I hope you enjoy his latest videos. Ava. I have created a short story where no indication is given as to where sentences start or finish. You might well ask, why did you do that? I did it because we often see articles with no pauses indicated and hear journalists out on location deliberately jumping over natural pauses. They read on until they finally have to breathe. This produces pauses in strange places and is the first point of decay in the English language. If journalists don't pause at full stops, their stories become annoying to listen to. They are often quite difficult to understand. If parents read to their children this way, their children would not get interested in reading. Why not pause at full stops? They are put in written English to identify the end of a section of thought, so that you will pause there and so make the story easy to follow. Journalists are educated people. By virtue of their studies, they do know how to read. So why do they all read so badly out on location? They do not save time this way, as they still have to pause for breath somewhere. Are they told to ignore full stops by some misguided senior person? My concocted story, devoid of full stops, will demonstrate how hard it is to comprehend a story when natural breaks are removed. These natural breaks must be restored. The second point of decay in the English language is grammar. I taught grammar in the late 50s, early 60s. I'm afraid that the English language is currently in a parlous state. All languages evolve, but ours has decayed. To illustrate this, I have added some grammatical errors into my story. This all presents you with two missions. Firstly, your first mission, should you choose to accept it, is to work out what the speaker is trying to say by finding logical pauses. Having found the pauses, use them to insert all missing commas, full stops, capital letters, and paragraphs to make the story more intelligible. I shall give the solution to mission 1 in 2 weeks. Your second mission, and definitely the harder one, is to correct all errors in grammar, punctuation, and spelling. I shall give the solution to mission 2 in 4 weeks with a detailed explanation of my reasons. You may be in for a few surprises and brain strain to boot. I suspect that most people will succeed with the first mission, but fail the second mission. It is not their fault. Grammar has not been taught in school for many decades. It was removed from the school curriculum by some other misguided soul, this time in the education department. He or she decided that vernacular grammar is sufficient. The result is that English writing and speaking are in decay, and since most current teachers have never been taught grammar, they could not teach it to their students anyway. Please don't scorn the idea of correct grammar. Don't join the unknowing, uncaring hordes. English is a beautiful language, and we should not let it decay as it is doing now. Good luck. Barry Lynch, school principal, English, maths and science teacher, maths head of department, retired.